It's a warm Tuesday afternoon here in the capital. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to The Pulse. The Pulse, as always, has come to you live from our studios here at Kokomlemle. This afternoon on The Pulse, tension mounts for MPP's Ken Ofori-Atta as nationwide attention turns to the expected outcome of his court appearance before a U.S. immigration judge. We have more as Arise Ghana launches an indefinite picket at the U.S. Embassy in Accra demanding the return of the former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. The group accuses him of massive financial misconduct and insists he must account for his time in office.
We are insisting that Ken has been responsible for the economic abortion that this nation has gone through. The premature birth that this nation suffered are all the consequences of the policies of Ken Ofori-Atta, including the deliberate stealing of state resources for his personal use.
Also this afternoon on The Pulse, a major pipeline burst plunges entire Tema region, including Ashaman, Becheli and other parts of Accra East into an acute water shortage, leaving households and businesses with no options. We have details, plus speak to the Ghana Water Company here on The Pulse. Also coming up, pressure mounts on commercial drivers as the Ghana Private Road Transport Union holds an emergency meeting in Accra, vowing to crack down on illegal operations amid the deepening transport crisis.
Tickets that we intend reintroducing so that they could see which union you belong to. If you do anything bad, you could easily be identified and deal with.
More as God steps up competition in the fuel market by serving breakfast to customers at its Nima roundabout station as the price war intensifies.
We started before 7, so more than 200 or 300 cars passed by. This
200 cars have been.
Oh yeah, for the tea. This how do you call it? The breakfast show this morning.
We have details of that and more, plus fire tears through parts of Kwame Nkrumah's circle, disrupting business and sending traders scrambling to save their goods. We'll take you live to the scene as firefighters struggle to douse the flames.
Now, I'm from home based TV. This is my name. So I'm not here to come here. I'm waiting.
The Pulse is live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, on all our social media handles. We are JoyNews on TV. As always, we're brought to you proudly by Defendril Cough Expectorant, Defendril Breathe Easy, Feel Better. My name is Faustina Safo. We'll be back with details. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. This afternoon, nationwide anticipation is building as Ghana waits with bated breath. All eyes are on the former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta as he appears before a U.S. immigration judge. Ofori-Atta, who has spent several days in ICE detention over immigration violations, is expected in court today to explain his continued stay in the United States after his visa expired. We'll bring you the latest development on his court appearance here on The Pulse. But even as proceedings unfold in the U.S., pressure is mounting back here at home. Pressure group Arise Ghana has vowed to stage an indefinite picket at the U.S. Embassy in Accra, demanding Ken Ofori-Atta's immediate return to Ghana to face accountability over alleged financial misconduct. Speaking at a protest outside the embassy, the group's convener, Bernard Mona, accused the former finance minister of systemic looting of state resources, citing the alleged sale of Metromars buses at a throwaway price, the controversial National Cathedral project, and the 78 charges reportedly brought by the Office of the Special Prosecutor against Ken Ofori-Atta.
We are insisting that Ken has been responsible for the economic abortion that this nation has gone through. The premature birth that this nation suffered are all the consequences of the policies of Ken Ofori-Atta, including the deliberate stealing of state resources for his personal use. Ken stole our money and gave it to Enterprise Insurance, a company that he founded, and handed over to his wife. The monies that Ken gave...
Allegedly.
What is alleged?
Because he has not been proven.
I am the one saying it. You are alleging. I am telling you that this is what happened. And Ken and his administration has not denied that they took over 10 million and gave it to Enterprise Insurance. So what is alleged about their admittance that that money was given? What is alleged about the fact that they themselves accept that there was no beneficiary who was listed for the insurance that they said they were going to provide frontline workers? How do you do insurance without any list of beneficiaries? So it is our money he has stolen. I don't know why you people want to hide behind some terminology. When somebody is a thief, you don't want to accept that he's a thief. In this matter, Ken stole our money. It's as simple as that. And so we are saying that they should bring all those that they have stolen so that the people of Ghana can use these resources judiciously. See, there is no auction that takes place and the money doesn't go to the consolidated fund. Metro mass buses were sold for 2,500 Ghana cedis, a whole bus. Even if you are selling the tie alone, will you sell it for 2,500? But whole buses were sold for 2,500. Those buses have been hidden, causing transport difficulties for us, all under the watch of Ken Ofori-Atta. Ken Ofori-Atta promised us that we were not going to spend any state resources in the construction of the National Pit-style National Cathedral. We, at the end, are told that over $108 million was spent on that edifice or that pit.
Well, you heard that, Bernard Mona. Let's go on the phone lines now and speak to a member of Ken Ofori-Atta's legal team, Frank Davis. We'll also be engaging Bernard Mona later on in the show. I'd like to start with today's court appearance. We know that Ken will be before judge today. What's the update on the court proceedings based on the briefing you've received?
Good afternoon once again to your cherished listeners and esteemed viewers. But I just listened to Bernard Mona. Now, I will urge some of these pronouncements are not made publicly on radio. Bernard Mona should be the last person to be making this other pedestrian comment. It is poor illiteracy, very poor illiteracy, to just be saying these kinds of things without any proof. Just say anything you want to say because you're on radio. I think when they talk that way, you should caution them that a zillion heap of allegations does not found proof. You can say whatever you want to say about a person, an accused person, a suspect, or a person of interest, but until the charges or allegations are proven, you cannot make such wide comments, such wild and pronouncements calling the person all kinds of names. If he respects his fundamental human rights, he should respect the rights of others. That's all I'll say to him. And caution them that these remarks are uncalled for.
And will that caution take a legal phase?
What?
Will your caution take a legal phase? Will you be challenging some of the comments you deem defamatory in court?
I don't have time for poor illiteracy. I don't have time for it. You know, when people say things like that, and later on you take them on, you the same pressmen will come and say, journalists will come and say, we are gagging free speech and freedom of expression and all that. I'm not going to waste an inch of my time on that honor. I'm just telling you that when they come on radio and speak in this flippant manner, you have to caution them. Okay, the country belongs to all of us. Not one single person has more rights than anyone in this country. The country belongs to all of us. So when things of this sort happen, we have to take our time, analyze the issues, and get to the bottom of it. I not just run people down the way Benagona has just done. And when your reporter was cautioning him that it was an alleged something, he was going on and say all kinds of things. You know, this populist behavior, I mean, look, there's better work for him to do than just be running around always being a street walker, organizing unnecessary protests and all that. There's better work for him to do. So we should stop this thing. Sometimes it becomes very, very annoying. You know, when people just throw people's reputation down the line that way. He talked about the National Cathedral. Has he read Siraj's findings on the National Cathedral? Has he read it? Has he read the findings of Siraj on the National Cathedral? I mean, sometimes we should be cautious the way we speak. And when it's public and you're a political figure, we should be careful. And now we come to claim. Well, so far as I'm concerned, our American counterparts have not told us anything. I want to believe that either the hearing is in progress or they were just about to comment. But I've seen certain things on social media that the federal court has ordered his deportation and he's supposed to come to Ghana either with the next flight or tomorrow. You know, when people have limited or no knowledge at all about issues, they should not jump onto themselves and say all manner of things. So far as I'm concerned, I haven't had any useful update from the counterpart lawyers in America. So we are waiting what they will tell us. So far as I'm concerned, nothing has happened thus far. If there has been a hearing and orders have been made, it will be relayed to us. And let me put it out there that whatever decision is taken by any court of first instance is appealable. So we should all take our time and let the process go.
So all the social media commentary around the case, we should ignore based on what you tell us. But I'm sure you've at least missed a call or two.
I can only speak to what I know. Miss.
And as we speak, do you know if at least the proceeding has commenced?
I'm saying that I have no update from our counterpart lawyer. If I should get an update, you will be one of the first persons I'll talk to.
And we'll be looking forward to that conversation, especially because of the heat around this. Just like you made mention of the social media commentary, some individuals already pushing for him to be returned to the country. On social media, in fact, they feel that the process is fait accompli, but you tell us that you're waiting for that feedback. But right now, what is your strategy in court? I'm sure you've had briefings with your legal counterparts in the U.S. What strategy are you deploying in court?
You want me to talk on radio with you and disclose to you my strategy? Oh, madam, you should have better questions to ask me than this. You want me to tell you on radio what my strategy is? I won't tell you. I don't think I owe you that.
But
let me go on to say, I don't think I owe you that. I owe that to my client. But let me just say something about this picketing, and you are saying people are saying what it is a fait accompli. Oh,
yeah,
really?
the process.
I mean,
really.
this picketing, I think people should understand what they do at all times. You think going to congregate in front of the American embassy and throwing placards and banners around would get the American embassy or whatever to deport Ken Ofori-Atta in the country. I mean, if it was that simple, I mean, the whole world would be in turmoil. Sometimes we should be guided and guarded in what we do.
So you feel the picketing is needless?
That is the language you are using. I haven't said anything. I'm saying people should not think that these things are just done in a vacuum. You go and congregate or assemble in front of American embassy, hold banners and placards, and you think because you do that, Ken Ofori-Atta will be deported into the country. Oh, come on. Otherwise, if it was as simple as that, why did the government of Ghana, through the Attorney General, comment or trigger the extradition process? think people should not. There's so many people in this country who face similar charges. The Leonard Attorney General, the first thing he did when he took off was to file a nollie protocol. When people were in court, who allegedly are also taking money belonging to the state, the likes of Benamona should be interested in that. The likes of Benamona, who are holding placards and running around the streets in cantonment, they should be interested in that. Or those people are better persons, they have better rights, they have better freedoms than Ken Ofori-Atta. People who were standing prosecution in court. When the Attorney General came, what he did was to enter nollie protocol. And he claims he has gone into a plea bargain. And when people owe so much money, they pay 60% and the 40% is forfeited to the state. Bernard Mona is not interested in that. Bernard Mona is not interested in that. But he is interested in Ken, who has not even been tried. Ken Ofori-Atta, as of now, has not even been notified of the charges against him. And people talk in that manner. Are we organizing? Are we organizing? Or some are better than him than others? And so, Kenneth Ofori-Atta is arraigned before a court of competent jurisdiction. He is tried and convicted or acquitted and discharged. People should be careful what they do. Because in Ghana, our criminal jurisprudence does not hold you to prove your innocence. It is the prosecution who has to prove the guilt of the accused person beyond all reasonable doubt. And those who talk on it should educate themselves. And stop speaking like we all say in they should stop speaking cra. That is poor illiteracy.
But I can see you're quite upset about Bernard Mona. And
I am very, very upset.
We'll bring him shortly because they tell us that they plan to hold this picket at the U.S. Embassy. Indefinitely, that's what they tell us.
Well, if they can decide to hold it until Jesus Christ comes again. They can decide to hold it until Jesus Christ comes. I'll repeat on your platform again. I say, Kenneth is not scared of prosecution. He has never been, he is not, and will never be scared of prosecution. You think when Trump up charges and says it's proof? Hell no. But I'm saying that the right of all Ghanaians should be respected. You can't call someone a thief when he has not been tried and convicted. And I think it's foul language for Bernard Mona to have spoken the way he spoke. I thought I had some respect for him, but I'm disappointed. What would he have said if Ken Ofori-Atta was his brother? Is that the way he would speak? If Kenneth was his brother, he would speak in this manner. Come on. I mean, let us be fair to the issues. Look, let us all understand that nobody is shielding Ken Ofori-Atta from trial. No one can shield him from trial. But let us follow the process. And we'll get the end result. That's all.
But have you at least spoken to Ken Ofori-Atta today, at least before?
How do you expect me to be speaking to him when the man is getting ready for his hearing? How do you expect me to be speaking to him?
As his counsel, just to encourage him. You haven't?
Oh, well, if I have to encourage him, I've done that.
I see. And
why? What is there to encourage him about?
I'm sure you're prepared for the next line of action. Should he be deported today? What's your strategy?
You are saying should he be deported today? Oh, for Steenland, Safo. You also should not be saying this kind of thing. You think he will be deported today? Even if the court Even if the court decides in the matter today, you think Ken will be deported today? When I've told you already that the processes are appealable, you think he will be deported?
He won't be.
Well, if that is the opinion, I can't hold it against you.
But what are your expectations today after the court's proceeding?
My expectation is dependent on what the court says. There is nothing to expect than to wait for the ruling or decision which will be handed. As trained lawyers, that was what we were taught to anticipate. I can't be in the head of the immigration judge. I can only say something after the decision has been made. That is the nature of my calling.
Okay. Thank you so much, Frank Davis, is lawyer for Ken Ofori-Atta. Surely we'll get back in touch with you to get updates of today's sitting in the U.S. If you just tuning in, we've just been engaging Frank Davis, his counsel, one of the leading members of the legal team for Ken Ofori-Atta. And he's just been giving us updates of some of the key things we should expect today in court. He's also been condemning the posture of Bernard Mona, the convener, one of the lead conveners for Arise Ghana. They have been picketing the U.S. Embassy, demanding that they expedite the processes to extradite the former finance minister. Well, let me bring in Hobson Adoye. He's director of field operations for the United Party, and he also joined Bernard Mona's Arise Ghana to today picket the U.S. Embassy. Why did you join the team? Let me start on that note. You have to unmute for us to hear you clearly, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear now.
Great. Like I was saying, I'm a believer of probity and accountability. So when I heard Arise Ghana picketing at the Embassy of United States, I decided to join them because it's a good cause and we all want Ken Ofori-Atta to come down so that he can answer some questions. I am against people who are saying we should try him in absentia. I am against it. If Ofori-Atta has nothing to hide, at least he should come down. Question number one, you answer. Number two, you answer. Maybe at the end of it, they will say, oh, they don't have any evidence to prosecute you. And then you'll be set free to go. Are you getting it? So for him to go for, we have barely 8 days, then it will be 1 year. You know, the letter written by Ken Ofori-Atta on 2nd January 2025 to the then Chief of Staff, he said he was traveling from 4th January to 28th January 2025. So today is 20th or so. So we have just 8 days. Then it will be 1 full year. That is how he will return. And as at now, he has not come back. For us, joining them, we are not saying today's court, they should deport him. But we know Attorney General has petitioned the American authority through the embassy in Ghana here. So we're just going there to picket and tell them that, look, Ghanaians are expecting you people to work on the petition that was sent to you by the government of Ghana. That's what we went there to do. And I am not a member of their leaders. I just joined them just to give them the moral support and all those kind of things.
So is it the posture of you as an individual to support them, or United Party itself is supporting Arise Ghana?
No, it's an individual thing.
Oh, I see.
Because, yes, the party have not met to say that let us do this or that. I, as a believer of probity and accountability, I decided to join. So that at least Ghana will, go through this extradition process for Ken to come down and then answer some questions. You see, at times we don't need to be shielding some of these things. Like a lawyer for Ken Ofori-Atta, who is a good friend of mine, lawyer Frank Davis. In fact, if you were to say he should hold on, like I will not debate him on telly. Are you getting it? Because I have so much this thing for him. So I will not attempt to debate him. But what I want to say is that, you see, we should not embolden politicians to continue to mess up this country. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
If we don't make sure that Ken Ofori-Atta is down to face the law, whether it's discharged and acquitted or acquitted and discharged, I mean, it will be something else. If he's convicted, I mean, someone will say, praise the Lord. Are you getting it? If he's acquitted, praise the Lord. We need people to account for their stewardship. Other than that, those in government now, they can also steal. When they lose elections, they just write letter, I'm going for medical checkup, and they leave and go and stay somewhere and be enjoying. So let us all come together as a nation and make sure that Ken Ofori-Atta comes down. Look, I've been saying this all the time, that what is, Ken hiding? That, oh, when I come, I'll not get a fair trial, I'll be misunderstood. What have you done that you'll be misunderstood? Are they saying Ken is a superhuman than other MPP members who are here facing, the law? I don't think so. Are you getting it? So this one, I am praying he doesn't come. It will be an albatross on the neck of MPP forever and ever. And I've been telling them that they dare not to raise any issue of corruption in this country if they allow Ken to stay in America without coming to face the law. Are you getting it? If you are ready to make sure we fight corruption, why? Calm down. Calm down. They have been saying that, yes, since Fourth Republic, only NDC people have been jailed. Not a single person from MPP has been to Insawam and the rest. Yes. So it means that your man is clean. You should come and then tell the people that, yes, my hands are clean. You can only do that by answering some questions. You go to court and then put your defense. That's all. Now, if you decide to try him in absentia, during cross-examination, who will sit in for Ken Ofori-Atta?
He has legal representatives.
No, the legal representative, when Ken Ofori-Atta was signing contract and other things, were they there?
They have briefing from him.
What?
He would give them official briefing.
My sister, questions that the lawyers will answer, if Ken should be the person answering it, the answer may be a bit different and detailed than someone that you are asking to answer questions for you. So I am of the view that if Ken should come down, it will help his case, rather than saying that lawyers should. We should not even entertain it.
But elsewhere, cross-examination can be done digitally, and that's an option that could be explored as well.
Look, when ministers in government today, they can go ahead and steal and loot and cause all kind of misappropriation and whatever. When they lose elections, all they need is their ticket and they leave the country. If you want to try him, okay, I'm ready. Call me on Zoom and then try me. When you convince the person, that's okay, you are going to jail maybe 2 years, 1 year. You will be sitting in America or any other country. Come and then pick me to the jail. We should not entertain it at all. Let's make sure we get everybody to account for his or her stewardship. Some others are facing. Why? Why?
Thank you.
If you think that you don't want to be a handler, I don't get it. I don't get it. So I will preach.
Okay.
I will preach with my brother. The lawyers will say my learned counsel. You see, I'll plead with him. Let us convince Ken to come. It will be better than staying there. They have been saying, if Ken refused to come to Ghana, hey, MPP, you are doomed forever and ever. You cannot stand on any platform and talk about corruption in this country. That's why they should get it right. Everybody, including children, will know that when you mention corruption, then it's MPP, and they will refer to Ken Ofori-Atta. So I will appeal to them. The exercise that Arise Ghana is undertaking is constitutionally mandated. Are you getting it? They have the right to do that. I quite remember when President Mahama, in his first term, why? We organized demonstrations against them. A whole lot of demonstrations. Are you getting it? So I don't think it's something new. So, Council, don't be, annoyed about the pronouncement of Bernard Mona. You know, it's a political talk. So don't do that.
Okay.
Thank you so established
much. At this point, I have to come in. Thank you so much. Point well noted. But I have with me in the studio a leading member of Arise Ghana, Selim Dramado. We appreciate your time here the Pulse. How was today's exercise?
Successful.
The turnout?
Successful, according to our plan.
How many people turned up today?
In hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yes.
Was that the number you were expecting?
Exactly.
The number we can see on our screen?
Exactly.
Is that the number of individuals
the first day, that is the number we envisaged.
But then you also told us that you'd be closing late in the day,
but
5 p.m. What happened?
Something else cropped up, and we had to go back to backstage to reorganize and strategize.
And what came up? What is that?
It is not something I am totally unable to share that on this platform.
Is it internally?
Internally. That's why we had to leave the place. You know, we're doing this thing at American Embassy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is America. And you know America and their security. So, okay, by saying that will just be giving inkling. So let me not even go as to why we had to leave at the 2 p.m.
It was based on security issues raised by the U.S. Embassy.
We picked up some few things and we had to leave.
A few things like a security threat?
I am unable to state that.
Okay.
I'm unable to state that. So they turned out successful. We are continuing tomorrow. You can send your reporters there tomorrow to check if the numbers will be the same.
No, but if there are security concerns you have raised, why should we show up tomorrow I am there with you?
Okay, so I am not saying that we called off that or we decided to close at 2 p.m. because of security issues.
Okay.
I just alluded to this American having always having their eyes firmly on their security. Mm-hmm. I just alluded to that thing, but it doesn't mean that it was some security or intelligence we picked up. That is why we had to leave at that time. We had something internally to discuss. That's why we had to close at 2 p.m. But tomorrow we are going back to the American Embassy.
And what was that internal thing?
You are still interested?
Yeah, I'm quite interested in that because it will determine if we deploy our team to go with you tomorrow. We want to make sure they are safe. Nowadays, they've been meeting journalists. I
can understand your journalistic curiosity. Mm-hmm. Your journalistic curiosity. Mm-hmm. So you definitely want me to say something to satisfy your journalistic curiosity. Let that curiosity be there linger on for a while. Tomorrow, the numbers will turn out more than what we witnessed today. Because it's something we plan. We have strategically planned this thing. So for the first day, this is what we envisaged to happen. It happened according to plan. Tomorrow, same. That is how we are going to continue. Because this thing is going to last for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, you don't want to create some boredom. You don't want to create something because, you know, nature abhors boredom. So there must be some excitement, you know, so the media can be part of that excitement and getting content for your viewers and listeners.
2 weeks, you say? I thought you said indefinitely.
No, the indefinite one had to do with the original letter we sent. Our original plan was to stay there or to pick it indefinitely. Until Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta comes, we will not leave the place. Mm-hmm. But the police had also expressed some concerns, some difficulties. And as citizens of this country, you know, the Constitution enjoins us to also respect the right of others. You understand? So by converging at that place, definitely will be inconveniencing some Ghanaians. So the police expressed all this thing. We had to compromise. That okay, in that case, they will make some amends. So we made amendment to our letter by now stating it that so we'll be having it through 2 weeks. So the first 2 weeks, if Mr. Ofori-Atta doesn't come, then there will be a second picket, which will also be 2 weeks. By which time Mr. Ofori-Atta may show up.
Yeah, but that's not the impression you gave us on Top Story last night on Joy FM. We asked you a direct question. If what doesn't happen, if what you're expecting doesn't happen after 2 weeks, what will happen next? And you told us you'll be doing this indefinitely. No,
what I said, you said, what if the 2 weeks elapse? Mm-hmm. What if the 2 weeks elapse? And I said there will be another 2 weeks for the pickets. Okay, so if your question was that, okay, so how about the second phase? If the second phase also elapses without Mr. Ofori-Atta showing up, what happens? And I told you that we have so many things up our sleeve, but it is not for us to be putting our strategies in the public domain. As and when it becomes prudent for us to put out our strategy, we will do so. So, Arise Ghana, first time today, our picket today, successful and impactful.
And tomorrow you'll be there?
We'll be there tomorrow. So we are asking...
Are you going to keep to your time at least tomorrow? To be there in the morning and stay through till the evening?
You're asking whether we'll stick to the time?
Yeah.
Or barring any, changes to our plan, we will be there up to the time announced to the public. We will be there because that is holding all things constant. We will be there up to the time announced to the public that, okay, Arise Ghana is starting picket at this time at the American Embassy at 8 a.m. and we'll close around 4 or 5 p.m. That's all.
We've been hearing from one of the legal representatives for Ken Ofori-Atta, Frank Davids, and he has condemned the comments made by one of your leading members, Bernard Bona.
What did he say?
Referring to Ken as someone who is a person of interest, especially when the case before the court hasn't even been heard. He has been convicted of any crime.
So he has taken umbrage that Mr. Bernard Bona said that Mr. Ofori-Atta is a man of high interest to Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh, but I said this thing on countless occasions. I said this thing ad nauseum, that Mr. Ofori-Atta is a person of high interest here in Ghana. So Mr. Frank Davis says what? That he has taken umbrage, that he's exasperated by that characterization.
Made some comments, said Ken stole our money, and he's very upset by that.
But Mr. Frank Davis knows where he plies his trade, in the court. He should take Mr. Bernard Bona to court. That's where he plies his trade. Is he not a lawyer? If he feels Mr. Ofori-Atta has been defamed, or a scurrilous allegation has been made against Mr. Ofori-Atta, Mr. Frank Davis knows where to go to seek redress. Yes, that's it. I'm even surprised that he has taken umbrage. The kind of trauma Mr. Ofori-Atta has taken some people through. Some people are in the grave today thanks to Mr. Ofori-Atta's gross mismanagement of the economy.
Allegedly.
Oh, you are saying allegedly?
Allegedly.
Economic indicators at the time actually show that Mr. Ofori-Atta grossly mismanaged this economy and had put his personal interest above the collective interest of Ghanaians.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, you say. Yes, okay, as a media person, you can
that in a court of.
But no, per your training. That is what your training. That is what you are allowed to say. That is what you have been taught to say. That allegedly, but as an activist here, Mr. Ofori-Atta had actually plunged majority of Ghanaians into abject poverty, extreme excruciating economic hardship we witnessed.
These are claims we cannot substantiate, except a court of competent.
The court isn't there to even be.
Actually, rules that he was a person of interest.
The court doesn't
until he's convicted. We cannot say that.
We do not prove economic indices at the court. What we prove at the economic indicators are not. Economic indicators in this case are not proved in the court. The economic indicators are what is happening before us now. That at the time Mr. Ofori-Atta was the Minister for Finance and Economic Planning, inflation was at this level. Petrol was selling at this level. Diesel was selling at this level. Interest rate was at this level. The macroeconomic indicators they had all gone what? South. Today, as we speak, those things now are seeing improvements. So there's a sharp contrast between what obtained under Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta as finance minister and what obtains under Ato Forson. But that is a debate for another day. Today, the focus is on Ken Ofori-Atta to be brought to Ghana to account to the good people of Ghana. The 78 charges leveled against him, that he must come here with his lawyers to answer, because the judges, they are triers of facts. All right?
Is before the judge today in the U.S. and in immigration court. What are your expectations?
That he's facing the court today?
Yeah.
My expectation is that the court should ask or instruct or order ICE to deport him to Ghana. That's my fervent prayer. And it's a prayer that represents our collective prayer. As those of us in Arise Ghana, that is our collective prayer. It is a passionate prayer, a fervent one, that the court should listen and then order ICE to deport or repatriate or extradite Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana for him to account for the 8 years that he had opportunity to be the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, to account to the good people of Ghana.
And will Arise Ghana be at the airport to welcome him?
We will give him, quote unquote, heroes welcome.
Okay.
We will definitely give him heroes welcome, so that he will not be, I believe the police will also be around to give him sufficient protection. So, he can stand trial, that we know the mess he has created, the avalanche of mess, the mountain of mess Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta created, out of which he benefited substantially.
Allegedly. Thank you so much for your time, Jorado. So we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be safe on the ground as journalists.
I invite you tomorrow to come there to see that, okay, these people are doing their thing according to some strategy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, away from that, the minority in Parliament is calling for the removal of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, accusing him of reckless diplomacy that risks damaging Ghana's relations with other countries. The group points to Ghana's response with the alleged mistreatment and deportation of Ghanaians from Israel as evidence of poor diplomatic judgment. Speaking to the media, the deputy ranking member on Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, Nana Asafo-Adjei, said the minister's predecessors handled Ghana's foreign relations with far greater professionalism. Listen.
To Your Excellency, President John Mahama, we say we cannot continue down this path. The national interests demand change. The welfare of millions of Ghanaians demand it. Ghana's reputation in the world demand it. Your foreign minister have outlived his usefulness. He has demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt that he lacks the temperament to manage complex bilateral relations. He has shown that he values applause over achievement, rhetorics over results, and most damningly, his pattern of reckless diplomacy has made Ghana less safe, less respected, and more vulnerable on the international stage. The minority therefore calls on you, Your Excellency, to remove Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa from the foreign minister's portfolio immediately and appoint in place a competent diplomat, a proven experience, a steady judgment, and a genuine commitment to Ghana, a genuine person of commitment to Ghana's long-term standing interests over personal political theater. Furthermore, we call on civil society organizations, professional associations, diaspora groups, and all patriotic Ghanaians to add their voice to this demand. This is not partisan matters. It is a matter of national survival.
Well, the minority is also demanding the recall of Ghana's ambassador to the United States, Victor Smith, accusing him of neglected efforts to secure Ghana's removal from the U.S. visa restriction list, while focusing instead on what it describes as private media engagements involving Ken Ofori-Atta.
But let me also address the spectacular failure of Ghana's ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Victor Emmanuel Smith. At this crucial or critical moment, when Ghana faces indefinite visa freeze, threatening billions of remittance, where is our ambassador? Is he burning midnight oil at the State Department, pressing for meeting with senior officers? Is he mobilizing congressional allies to advocate for Ghana's removal from this list? Is he engaging the Department of Homeland Security to address their concern? The answer appears to be a big no. Instead, Ambassador Smith is preoccupied with issuing press statement to irresponsibly disclose private details regarding consular services his office allegedly sought to provide to detain former Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta. Read this again. While Ghana bends diplomatically, our ambassador to Washington is engaged in petty political score settling, breaching the confidentiality that consular services requires, and dragging Ghana's mission into bipartisan domestic battles. This is not just unprofessional. It is a dereliction of duty. It is another case of incompetence. Ambassador Smith has apparently forgotten that his job is not to be the government propaganda chief in America. His job is to protect Ghana's interest in Washington, to engage, to negotiate, to prevent disasters like this visa freeze. He has failed catastrophically. President Mahama must recall him immediately. Ghana cannot afford ambassadors who prioritizes press release breaching confidentiality on consular services over diplomatic engagement when our national interests hang in the balance.
Well, join me now on the phone is Deputy Ranking Member on Parliament's Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Select Committee, Nana Asafo-Adjei. We appreciate your time. Also on Zoom is International Relations Analyst, Dr. Nanaya Mreku. We appreciate your time, gentlemen. I'd like to start with the minority. Why are you raising these concerns at this time?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, my sister. This is a pattern that has been monitored and followed for some time now. We are overly getting concerned. Because if you'd recall, from the beginning of this administration, the U.S. has a certain pattern dealing with most countries, including Ghana. They first send, visa restrictions or visa sanctions warning. They send cables to tell you that you are breaching this laws or this, that. So they give indication, number one. Number two, you equally follow a certain pattern of President Donald Trump's administration that uses visa sanctions to coerce many countries. This is very important and strategic. So what is supposed or expected of a country or of a foreign ministry is to carefully, that is why we pay them, that is why we resource them, is to carefully monitor this trend and pattern. Set up some very strong, high-level powered engagement between the two countries so that some of these things, having seen some before, where they review the 5 years visa to 3 months and then the multiple entry to single entry. We've seen this country, particularly within US, coming in with some of these visa sanctions on most of the cases and most of the points. So
but then many raise the concern that some of the visa sanctions really has to do with immigration. But with tourist visa and student visa, you're free to go. And just 6 days ago, the Foreign Affairs Minister, you were making a point.
That is where I have an issue with. You see, the impression is created if the non-immigrant visa, because it's not non-immigrant visa, we don't have to worry about. That is why the minority took the pain to take you through the economic, crisis that we have been faced. Look, when you look at remittance alone that comes from diaspora, it is amounting to close to 6.6 billion remittance alone. Now, when you only pick the US alone, it is almost 2.5 billion that comes annually. This is much more higher than the budget allocation to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It is entirely higher than the budget allocation to health, to to local government. A lot of ministries put together. And don't forget, this is not a loan. This is not any, grant with conditionality. This is sweat from our brothers, our sisters, our fathers, who in the US, who are working and remitting this money to help build our economy. And that is critical. Can you tell me what the non-migrant visa, on the impact on the economy? So,
Nana, if you allow me, just 6 days ago, I was just about to tell you, and I have that post with me. The Foreign Affairs Minister put on his Facebook page that he had an interaction with the U.S. Embassy. In fact, he terms it here, and I'm reading verbatim, a comprehensive assessment of Ghana-U.S. bilateral relations. And they've agreed on some priorities for cooperation. According to him, that the negotiation they had exempted Ghana from Trump's visa sanctions. Ghana will continue to be exempted from visa sanctions and $15,000 visa bonds imposed on other countries. This is what he wrote on his Facebook page. He goes on to state that the meeting acknowledged the removal of Trump's 15% tariff on a wide range of unprocessed and semi-processed agricultural products from Ghana and expressed satisfaction with its implementation thus far. You're not pleased with all this work he has done as Foreign Affairs Minister?
Are you saying that the visa sanction, that the 75 countries that we are included is not a visa sanction? Is that what you're trying to say? I want to understand something. Now, let me also tell you, are you aware that until now, since the last ambassador for US left Ghana, none has replaced? Are you aware? Do you know what that means? Look at it means that you are in your country, a very important ally like US, do not have a high-profile person dealing with you. It tells you how they place you. It tells you the importance or the value they place on you. This is why we propose. We didn't just make some of these issues. We proposed some very important key critical measures that will help us. We said that government should employ a high level.
Nana, you have to position rightly. We're losing you at this point in time.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, loud and clear.
Okay, so I don't know where you heard me up to, the point up to where you heard me. I'm saying that till now, when the last ambassador from US left back to US, we've not had any ambassador again in this country from US. Do you know what that means? It means that US, who is one of the most important allies to us, is not even dealing with us with a high-profile person. It means that the meeting the minister is having and the people is having the meeting with might not even have the ears and the eyes of the Putus. That is why he will say one thing and tomorrow something else will happen.
But then how did the minority come to the conclusion that Ghana's posture when it comes to U.S. relations is actually the reason why we're facing sanctions with our visas? How did you come to that conclusion?
You remember there was a point a senator or a foreign affairs committee in Parliament, in the U.S. Senate, was raising a very important concern about the companies or the working relationship between the U.S. Ghana companies here and how much we owe them and how we are not even paying some of the things we owe them. And you remember the response our minister gave to, instead of critically, actually setting up a committee to look at this a very important issue that matters to Trump. Look, Trump don't play with his business and monies that are supposed to be for American companies that are not coming. So you must find a very nice diplomatic way to deal with this matter. But what did our minister do? Our minister was on social media, replacing sovereignty issues to business matters, which borders to the core of America. And some of these things, why would our key diplomat be engaging in some of these social media stuff and taking the pleasure of enjoying the comments and enjoying the post that is coming? And we made the point clear that you would enjoy some of these things from your base, but it has a long-reaching effect on our relations. Classical example is the reference we made with Israel. Israel had an issue with us, which was purely consular issue. Instead of us, dealing with measuring temperament, emotional to deal with this matter, our minister rather resorted in public social media stand by saying that, when you deport one Ghanaian, you will deport one Israeli. This is not straight back there. This is not a diplomat like street equivalent, a street diplomat of Brow. You are fighting on the street. Some of these things, it doesn't help. It doesn't send a good signal.
So what is your next line of action, Nana? What's the minority's next line of action since you want the Foreign Affairs Minister to go?
You see, we've made a few cases. We are saying that, there must be a high-level technical working group with the United States, which for us, we believe that it will address the majority of this outstanding migration diplomacy, documentation, and consular operation issues. We believe strongly. We also raised the point that there must be a special envoy be set out to look at this diaspora and immigration affair. And look, don't forget that this envoy must report directly to the president. You see, we must also withdraw this tit for tat policy or the impression that we are creating, deportation with Israel. That when you deport one Ghanaian, we deport. We must do all this. The minority has outlined a lot of issues and a lot of pointers that we believe critically that when the government of this country listens to some of these things, it will help us. It will reposition us carefully onto the global stage, and we'll have the image we have again. Because we lost a very important ally by a statement made by the Foreign Affairs Minister. But the case I'm referring to is the Gaza issue with the European Union. We have a very strategic ally, European Union. We are leveraging on London, we are leveraging on Paris, we are leveraging on Brussels. They have the position, the European Union have the position on the Gaza proposal. The minister goes to speak independent of what the position the European Union has. Now, our point is not to say that Ghana should not speak, but Ghana speaks too quickly under this minister. Ghana speaks Ghana stands alone too many times under this minister.
Okay, Nana, just before I let you go, you also made mention of the push for the removal of Ghana's U.S. ambassador. You make mention to the fact that he's more focused on media engagement about Ken Ofori-Atta. I'm sure you've been monitoring the media space so far. You know that Ken is going to be before the U.S. Immigration Court today. What are your expectations as a minority?
You see, the U.S. is not like Ghana. For me, I have my personal reservation about this whole Ken issue. I feel it is much ado about nothing. I feel a group of people are using him to cover their political failure. We were in this country that we had, there were 21 million or billion cedis that is going to be recovered in Accra. We wasted time, Accra. Members of Accra, they were in cut, they were rumors. You see, that was the same now, who let who take up. Today, they are not in the political gap.
Nana, I'm losing you. Nana, I'm losing you. I lost you at oral. Please go back and make that point for me.
Same minute. Although, president everybody, lying to everybody that there is a 21 billion that is coming from oral. Today, they are gabbing, and their oral is gabbing. Their own members are telling us oral is gabbing. The Attorney General is telling us that he's having difficulties with oral. Look, these are the same people who have put together this theatre. See when Ken Ofori-Atta should come to Ghana, every problem with Ghanaians will be solved. I see that it is a crime to have your GDP or to have your interest rate raised to a certain point. And I think that is a crime. So this is why we waste our time, we worry ahead of a lot of things. Look, Ken has issues with ICE. He is going to court. I trust the U.S. Legal system. I believe that when he has a right and a case to make, The laws will listen to him, and the right thing will be done. So I don't have a problem to be worried.
Okay.
He's a citizen of Ghana. Yes, I don't have a problem to be worried. Let him go through the process. Let the process work. And what is this whole about Ken? As if Ken is coming to solve our problem. I don't know. Let them do what they have to do. But the point is that we have a country that over $2.5 billion is at risk because of the posturing of the ministry.
Okay.
We have an ambassador who is supposed to be working for us as a country in US to make sure that we are out of this list, to make sure that we do not face some of these sanctions. The ambassador is not doing that. He is rather interested in some of these individual cases. And sometimes you ask yourself, is that why we pay you?
Nana, thank you so much. At this point in time, I'll have to let you go. I see how passionate you are about this, but let me bring in Dr. Nanaya Mreku. He's an international relations analyst. We appreciate your time here on The Pulse. We've just been hearing from the minority pushing for the removal of the Foreign Affairs Minister, citing his conduct, especially with dealings with the U.S. What's your thoughts on this? It appears I've lost connection to Dr. Nanaya Mreku. If you just tuned in, the minority is demanding the removal of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Okudzeto Ablakwa. They say that his procedure in handling things regarding the nation and also foreign relations for the greater part of his appointment has been unprofessional. They're also demanding the recall of Ghana's ambassador to the United States, Victor Smith. We've just been engaging a key member of the minority. They've just been tabling their concerns and why they feel it's time for the Foreign Affairs Minister to go. They have accused him of neglected efforts to secure the removal of U.S. visa restrictions. And they say that based on that, he is not fronting the interest of Ghana. I'm just trying to reconnect now to international relations analyst Dr. Nanaya Mreku just to get his thoughts on this as we look at the international outlook. Today, lots of things have been happening involving the U.S. Embassy. Arise Ghana picketed the ministry earlier today, raising concerns that they want the U.S. to ensure they extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. We've also been hearing from Ken's lawyer, Frank Davids, who says their call is needless, really. We've also been hearing from members of Arise Ghana tell us that they'll be back on the streets tomorrow. Well, I do not have Dr. Nanaya Mreku, but this is The Pulse. We'll be back after this quick turn. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. Well, hundreds of residents in Accra East, particularly in Tema, Shaman, Bichley and surrounding communities, are bracing for prolonged water shortages following a major pipeline burst. Ghana Water Limited says the disruption stems from a rupture on a 42-inch transmission pipeline on Monday, January 19, 2026. But assures that engineers have been deployed and are working around the clock to restore supply. Let's bring you excerpts from that statement issued by the Ghana Water Limited, and it's coming up on your screens right now. It states that the Ghana Water Limited wishes to inform the public, particularly residents and businesses in the eastern part of Accra, that a major burst has occurred on the 42-inch transmission pipeline on Monday, 19 January 2026. The incident has resulted in significant interruption to water supply across several communities within the affected corridor. Our engineers and technical teams mobilized immediately upon detection of the fault and have since been working around the clock to repair the damaged line. Due to the size of the transmission main and the complexity of the repair, the restoration process requires careful handling to ensure safety, durability, and efficiency. Ghana Water Limited assures the public that every effort is being made to complete the repair works as quickly as possible and restore normal water supply. We sincerely regret the inconvenience caused and appreciate the patience and understanding of our cherished customers. and they go on to state the affected areas, Tema, and most of the surrounding. You see there, Lashibi, Klagon, you name it. Now, they also put out the numbers that are available if you also need any essential service providers, especially schools and hospitals. You are encouraged to reach out to the Ghana Water Company, Ghana Water Limited, for assistance during the period, and they put out their numbers there. Well, thankfully, I have the Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Water Limited, Stanley Mata. We appreciate your time here on The Pulse. I'd like to start with updates. Are the pipelines working now? Have they been fixed? You have some for me to hear you clearly.
Yes, sorry about that. Yes, we are in the process of repairing the line. We should be done with any moment from now. We are hopeful that later by 6 p.m. we will be done with the repair works, and then production will start immediately after. And then it will take us between 4 to 6 hours to transmit water from Kwon to Tema and to build the levels in the reservoir, and then we'll start with distribution. So later by morning, by tomorrow morning, residents in affected areas should have some supply.
And then this ruptured pipe, what area exactly was it?
It's very close to the high lift pumps in Kwon, so just about less than 100 meters from the Kwon treatment plant. So the pressures there are very, very high, and that is what is creating the challenge. It actually occurred yesterday. We managed to repair it, but then there were still some challenges that we needed to work on. So we've been working on it since morning, and hopefully we should be done in a moment, anywhere from now, anytime soon.
And what you've done right now, is it a permanent fix or something temporal, just to ensure residents get water?
No, it's permanent, but like we all know, some of these things are bound to happen. So, barring any technical hitches, we should be able to start production soon after, and it should be able to take us for a very long time. We have also said that our transmission line, the main transmission line from Kwon to Tema, is weak, and so what we do is that every time we try to make some funds available, identify the weaker sections, and then we change them. So remember, last 2 years we changed about some 2 kilometers of that pipeline. Another time we have changed about some 200 meters, and we are still identifying the weaker sections so that we can change them a bit. To change the entire pipeline is very expensive, and we are not in a position to do that now. So we'll try as much as possible to change the weaker sections, and then to make the pipeline or the transmission line stronger than it is currently. Thank you.
And how much is it costing us to do this quick fix like you are telling us?
Well, I wouldn't be able to say anything for now. The most important thing is to fix it and for residents to get water. So when we are done with everything, then we can put the cost together. But for now, I can't say anything about cost.
And how about residents in Teshi that are still facing challenges with water? What assurances are you giving them?
Now we are serving Teshi from the Kwon desalination plant. Sorry, from the Kwon treatment plant. So now that we have a challenge with the Kwon, then they will also be affected again. But we are hopeful that when water starts flowing to Tema tomorrow, then by the weekend we can also supply Teshi and Nunga with some water. So we are doing everything possible to ensure that things go well. Now, I've also said on your network that the government has intervened in the impasse between the operators of the desal plant and then the Ghana Water Limited. And so we are hopeful that everything should go well, so that by the end of the month, we should be able to put back into operation the desal plant. Then the challenge within the Teshi Nunga enclave will also be solved permanently.
Thank you so much, Stanley Mate. He is with the Ghana Water Limited, the PR department. We appreciate your time here on the Pulse. Away from that, a major fire has broken out at Circle here in Accra, with flames ripping through parts of the busy commercial area, causing panic among traders. Fire officers are currently on the ground battling the blaze as the situation remains fluid. My colleague James Aveji was at the scene and now reports.
As we speak, you see a number of officers together with some members of the public who are mostly traders who work in the shops here, are trying very hard to bring the flames under control. A number of structures have already been razed down. Others are still in full flame as we speak. I've counted while coming up here. We currently pitching camp on one of the stores, the story buildings here, in order to get the best view of what has been happening in the last 30 minutes or so. What I can tell you is that fire officers with at least 2-3 water tanks are currently trying so hard to bring the situation under control. A number of the fire officers, you see an officer there who they are pouring some water on. It looks like he is losing consciousness. He's one of those who have been on the roofs of the stores here trying to bring the fire under control. You see some members of the public there trying to help him to the ground. It looks like he is losing consciousness and they are helping him to the ground. So as we speak, it is unclear what the cause of the fire is, but because of the location of the place, I wish I could show you the fire tenders that are currently attending to the fire. But if you see right opposite us, you see one fire tender there where 2 officers are standing on, trying to bring the situation under control. You count 1, 2, 3 fire officers standing on the roof of one of the shops and trying to bring it under control. There is another fire officer there who is standing right in the middle of the smoke and the flames, trying to give direction to his colleagues on where to direct the fire to, the water to, in order to bring the situation under control.
It's alleged that there's a woman that the fire she cooked at the back at the back of the washroom, and they said the fire started small, so they quickly rushed to the fire station to call them that there's a fire burning. Then later realized that there's a problem with the car, the fire service car. So
the tender that is just opposite this.
That's what they allege, okay. But I don't have any fact. But there's a problem with the car. So they try to start it. It doesn't kick on for them to come. So they call Accra branch to come and help with the fire outbreak. So that's the little thing I know about it.
Okay. So the shops we see here, the place that is burnt, what are the items they sell here?
Normally, people sleep here, and most of the Nigerians that sell Nigerian food, they have the local market that they sell the food stuff. Okay. That is what I know about those people working here.
Okay. So this is not like mobile phone accessories and other shops?
Mobile phone accessory at my left hand side. And most of the people here is where they sell food, drinks, and some people sleep as well.
Up there, and I call the people around here so that they will know what to do. Before you know it, the fires.
What do you sell?
I sell phone accessories.
Phone accessories.
Yeah.
But have you also removed the things from your shop? I see a number of your colleagues remove.
I didn't remove because my shop is at the dam there.
Okay. But you have left your shop now to also help the situation?
Yeah.
Are these things that are burning, do they belong to any of your friends? Do you know the owners of any of them?
I know some. Like this place now, they are quenching. My brothers have shops there, so.
He's what?
He's selling accessories too. So at the back here, see the building burning there.
Okay.
Is there?
Where the fire is still burning?
Yeah. It's the back of their shop is burning like it.
Has he been able to pack his things from the
Yeah.
He's been able to pack the
Yeah.
things? Okay, so which means that he's not losing anything?
Yes. But some people are losing, so...
Apart from the phone accessories, what else do they do over here?
No, people live here, so like this place is people's house. All this
they use it as a sleeping.
Yeah. All this place is people's house, so
we've managed to confine the fire. As we speak, fire has been confined. We are yet to bring it under control, and we declared finally extinguished. So that is where we are at the moment. I want to assure the general public, residents around, whose facilities share borders with this particular fire outbreak, to calm down and relax. We have taken control. The police are here to cordon off the area. There's a security, safety is guaranteed, and nobody should panic. And very soon, we'll declare that fire finally extinguished.
Where have you been getting the water from? I'm told there is one of the hydrants right opposite the GRA office. Apart from that, where else have you been getting the water?
There are hydrants around GRA, Kukumlemle, our national headquarters too. There are hydrants there, so that's where we are going for the water.
Any idea so far how many of the tanks you have expended here so far?
Oh, we have 5 fire engines here, including a private tanker. Some have gone to replenish about 2 or 3 times, and they are still, yes. So at least averagely, if it's even 3 times 5, we talk about 15. Yeah.
Anything pointing preliminary to how this might have started?
Oh, we are told that it started from a kiosk. We are yet to investigate what was going on in that kiosk before the fire erupted. So we are told, and it's been confirmed, that it started from a kiosk. But as to what caused the fire in the kiosk is what we are yet to investigate further.
Okay. Just lastly, I'm also told that this place largely is used for cooking as well as sleeping from some people. I see a number of items there which seek to suggest that how helpful would this information be to your investigation?
Oh, as for looking for fire outbreaks in settlements like this, cooking cannot be ruled out. You can see pans, you can see cylinders that has been used, which is an indication. These are all signs that domestic activities are going on here. So these are things that we cannot rule out in our preliminary investigations. You can even video them right here. You can see the pans there, which is an indication that these are human settlements.
Actually, this place is supposed to serve as a garden. It's supposed a garden.
A garden?
Yes, it's supposed to be one of the gardens to serve as a beautification for the interchange, which has been allowed to grow into this state. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's part of the regional minister's plan of decongesting Accra. So this place was part. That's why I'm saying it's unfortunately this has happened. But we will stand on this to take action and make sure that we cordon off. They have been served letters. You can see remove signs on some of them with dates. Actually, the final date we gave them was 24th February for them to finally move from here. Of course, most of them are sleeping here. So if you want to do the conjunction, you must give it a little bit of human face to allow them. You can't just wake up one day and come and start to sack them. So we've given them enough time to evacuate nicely so that we'll take over. But since this has happened, we will use this as an opportunity to cordon off the place and declare this place a security zone for now. So nobody comes back to this place. And then we'll reconstruct it for its originally intended purpose.
Any idea on the number of structures that have gone down?
So far, we can count over 45 structures. Over 45 structures. So that is why we are on standby. Immediately, we had a distress call. We move in immediately. So when the fire is finally done, we'll move in to identify each occupant by its structure.
Which means that you haven't been able to identify anyone?
Now that there is still fire over there, so we are leaving that for the National Fire Service to do that. When they are done, we'll move in immediately. You can see some of my officers putting down notes. We interview some of the occupants. We have to make sure that we identify you by your structure, so that if there is any help from government, we can try.
Which I want to ask that pretty soon we'll start calling on NADMO to help us with either sleeping place or food to eat. How ready is the NADMO to meet? For instance, if these are 50 structures, then perhaps an average of 50 people would have been occupying it. How ready are you to provide for these people and even more?
Yes, even if it's 50 structures, you can't automatically say that it's 50. You can see one structure with over 10 or 5 people occupying it. So the numbers might be more. So not more we are ever ready. So immediately the fire is down, we'll try and get into it to make sure that at least for tonight, we get them a place to sleep, because this is an unfortunate situation. You wake up in the morning to start your daily chores and this has happened to you. So we will come in immediately to make sure that this evening, what they will eat, where they will sleep, we are able to provide it.
Which items are you providing?
Oh, that one, when we get to the ground, we'll let you know.
Does that mean you will be giving them mattresses, rice, oil as you do?
When we get to the grounds, we know. We are now going to identify. You see, we give them the items based on the needs. If they are babies, if they are pregnant women, some people don't need rice. Some people just need a sleeping place. You understand? So we identify them by those, and then we can give the relief.
But if it happens that they are living here illegally, would you still go ahead and provide the needed support for them?
We have to, because we are in to manage disasters, and disasters has no boundary. Irrespective of they being here illegally, they are Ghanaians. And so if something has happened to them, they are our sisters, they are our brothers. We must make sure that we get them back to their normal life.
Well, that's how we wrap up the Pulse. We appreciate your time and your company. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Some top stories there. U.S. visa freeze, minority demands a black horse sacking over diplomatic failures. We brought you that story here on the Pulse. And also, major pipeline burst to disrupt water supply in Tema and parts of Accra. We spoke to the Ghana Water Limited here on the Pulse. They told us that by close of day today, water will be restored to the affected parts. Well, thank you so much for your time and your company. My name is Faustina Safo. Have a pleasant day as you enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye.